Team that this is ridiculous, that I need to get this fully together, that I need to get this right. So what better place for a black man to go get a haircut? This sports clip. Oh, making me go to the bowl. He looked at this head and said, no sir, no sir, we're going this. I guess I got myself together, and it's all thanks to the mighty guy in that sports clip. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Javon Show, brought to you apparently by Sports Clips. Shout out to my guy, James Wealthy, for getting this together because as you all have seen on the last couple of shows, it has been, what's that word they call, a trifling mess. It's been ridiculous. This is a special edition of the Javon Show. We are in the virtual studio and you are live with us because we are still taping segments for the release of the new season of the Javon Show coming out February the 26th. And it's going to be something different. It's going to be something expansive, something new. It's a whole new, brand new type of situation. We're doing all kinds of things with the new season, including book clubs. So as you just saw, we are launching the Javon Show Book Club. And if it was up to me, you all will be reading stuff like Book of Movies, the essential 100 films to see. Now, it's a provocative take on 1,000 films that you need to see. But I figured that we could expand our horizons. We can go to a deeper, greater level of reading. So, the Javon Show is proud to present to you the Javon Show Book Club as curated by my guest. I call her Doctor, but she's Jen Brooks. How are you doing, Miss Jen?
I am doing so good. Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to help curate this list. This is going to be dope.
It's going to be amazing. We are in February and we have time to read. It's the shortest month, but that doesn't mean that we should go short on our reading. Before we get into the book, tell us, who is Jen, ASE Book Boutique?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm Jen. You can call me Doctor too if you'd like, because we're gonna just manifest all this greatness to come. But I'm Jen. I am a doctoral student. I'm studying Black girl literacy, so reading is right up my alley. I'm a mama. I am a small business owner. I have a bookstore called Ase Book Boutique. Quick story about the bookstore. So when 2020 was just like a chaotic mess, I was looking for like what brings me peace and what brings me joy, as I'm sure everybody else was during that pandemic time, right? And so I got into prayer pretty heavily and I got into meditation just as heavily. I feel like you can have a balance of both. And when you're done with your meditation, you say Ashe, like you would say Amen at the end of your prayer. And the power of that word just really stuck with me, and the energy that it gives and like the feeling of freedom and resistance and just knowing that it is done is the vibe that reading brings to me. So now we have Ashe Book Boutique, and I hope the whole store just feels like a vibe. And I'm going to give some recommendations that I think y'all should grab from the store. It's Black History Month. It should also be Support Black Business Month. So, mhm.
Absolutely, it should be. And that's why we are going to be supporting Black business. So, any book that Dr. Ashe, oh, that sounds so good. So, we're
Ooh,
going to do,
that's
ooh, I like
bringing
that.
that. I love
Uh,
that.
any book that the doctor prescribes, it will be available on her site. You can go to her directly, purchase from her directly, and you will be blessed. She will be blessed. The world will be blessed because she's going to recommend you high quality books that you need to go get. So go get it. That's what we do. We
Mhm.
support. So, is the book of movies going to be on your list?
It's definitely not. But
You're
that's great for you. I love that for you. You read that.
You love that for me.
I love that
I
for
don't
you.
I don't love that for me. I think the last book that I read might have been outside of, school, not a
Mhm.
school book, but outside of just pleasurable reading, it might have been in 5th grade. So, what the promise that I'm going to make is that every month when you recommend a book, that following month I'm going to give my report on that book before we introduce the new book. I need you to hold me to it.
I got you. Don't play. This is a thing.
This is a
We're doing
thing,
this.
and
Okay.
you'll know that I did it because every book that you recommend, I'm going to purchase from your site.
Oh,
So
thank
that's what
you.
we're going to do.
Okay.
So for this month, Dr. J, I got all of these names,
And they all feel good too.
and because they are, I need you to recommend, what book are you recommending for our listeners, for our viewers for the month of February?
All right. We're going to start off. It's not even heavy. We're going to start off with the best story. This may be too high. You may not have anything else that's going to reach the caliber of greatness with this one. So we're going to start off with Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go. Yeah. Can I please talk about it? I promise I won't spoil it.
Oh, please talk about it.
Okay, so this is a love story, right? But it's not your corny traditional romance trope. It's not extra. It is so real because I just can't find a better word. It's real, it's raw. You will find components of yourself all throughout this book. So when I say it's not traditional, these two people were like college lovers who ended up getting divorced because they realize, as we do sometimes, that love is just not enough, right? Um, so they had a few major life events that I won't spoil that really put a damper on their relationship and their marriage, right? And so, what I love about this book is that it's a dual narrative. So, Yasmin, the ex wife, tells her story, as well as her husband, Josiah, he tells his story. So, it covers the brothers and it covers all the women, right? So, you hear both perspectives. It also shows you what it looks like to deal with grief within a relationship, how that looks for both parties. It talks about therapy, how that looks for Black men and Black women. And then it talks about how love can look how we want it to look. And maybe what we've been taught to expect love and marriages and relationships to look like, maybe that's not a one size fits all thing. It's dope.
Oh, that sounds so fantastic. How did you even come across this book? I know it's a New York Times bestseller, but I think every book that gets released becomes a New York Times bestseller. How did you come across this book?
Um, It was trending, right? Because it is a bestseller. But even then, I'm very critical because not only so Ashe is for us. It's all Black, Indigenous people of color stories written by us, right? So I'm
Mhm.
always really critical about how people get on this list and who put them there. But then Black folks started
Mm.
saying read this book. And so I'm like, okay, I'm in there. So I kept seeing the book, it was trending. I started to follow the author and she just feels dope. Her energy is just like she brings you
Mm.
in,
Mm.
right? And so I'm all about that. And then I read it and I was like, oh, I can't put this down. Like it is captivating. It draws you in immediately.
Wow, I am so
Hmm.
excited. So, you're saying that in the month of February, not only Black History Month, but the month of love with Valentine's Day, this is a good story for whether you are in love or going into love or coming out of love. It's just a good read.
It's just a good read
I am
from the
so
top to
excited.
the bottom. Yes.
So, as I said, will be going and purchasing this book. A woman named Deborah Martin said that there's a television series. It's excellent. Got canceled through though regarding nothing to do with the show. So, are you aware of the television series?
Mm-mm, not at all.
So we'll
Not
have
at
to
all.
see if we can find the series and maybe this book club will rejuvenate it to where maybe we can get it back. Starring Dr. Jen. Do you do any acting? Maybe get you in the title? No, no, not
Dr.
gonna be.
Jen, I have I'm surprised I'm on camera. I've become such a behind the scenes kind of girl. I am not about the spotlight anymore, but here we are.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Miss Deborah Martin. She's such a beautiful woman too. Look at her when she said it was a series. Look at those eyes. That is a beautiful woman. Just
Mhm.
happens to be my mother. So,
Okay.
just so happens. So that's a great recommendation. So that's the month of February. Now,
Mm.
like I said, when we do the February, we're going to also talk about March because February is a short month. We started the show February the 26th. So people are going to be like, okay, you're giving me 2 days to read this book. What are you going to give me for March? Dr. Jen, for the month of March, what book are you recommending?
We're gonna switch it up a little bit for the month of March. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie Carrie, I believe it was
Hmm.
called.
With the bucket that fell from the ceiling and
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah,
I didn't know about it, but I read this book and I was talking to my friends and they said, "That's a remake of Carrie." Again,
yeah.
it's a Black book. I don't know what Carrie was really about, but, you know. So this one is called White Smoke. I don't have a physical copy, but I recommend
Mhm.
that you listen to this one anyway. So it's called White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson.
Ooh.
And this one is a remake of Carrie. So there is this girl named Maddie. Maddie lives in the South, and Maddie has I can't think of the exact word, but she has the powers where she can move things with her mind, right? Telekinesis, I think. So she is growing up, passing for white. Her mother left her, but you'll unpack that as you read. And so she's being raised by her father, who is a white man, very racist, believe it or not, very religious. And he wants Maddie to continue to pass. So Maddie does things to like straighten her hair and she tries to stay out of humidity so it doesn't curl up so people don't know that she's a Black girl. Anyway, her classmates kind of take heed to the fact that she is not white like them and they start to mistreat her in a very like passive way at first, and then it becomes just like overtly racist. And so Maddie is trying to find herself, trying to finally make some friends, and little things keep happening, and she can't tell if she's doing it because she thought about it or if it's just like a coincidence. So as time goes and as this mistreatment happens, like her powers grow stronger and Maddie gets some crazy revenge at the end of the book. But I think you should listen to it because it is written and told as a podcast. So as the story is unfolding, there are two podcasters who are telling the stories, trying to fit the pieces to figure out what happened to Maddie, where did she go, why is this case unsolved? Is just like an urban legend, or did this really happen? So reading it is dope. I support that. Please buy a copy from me, but also maybe listen as you read it because it makes such a difference to hear it told as a podcast. I think you're muted.
The
There
power of live TV, and the power of editing. So, so it's funny that you say podcasting because I am launching the Launch Your Voice initiative, which is about helping people find their voice through podcasting.
Mhm,
So I am heavy into podcasting, and podcasting is a big deal right now. So
mhm.
this book, which seems to have a great storyline, but also involves podcasting, I'm reading this. I
Are
am
you
getting
sold?
this. I'm
Okay.
sold.
Yes,
White
that's the one.
Smoke. Oh, goodness gracious. By Tiffany D. Jackson. It has psychological elements. It has podcasting elements, which are two P's that I do enjoy. So we're
Mhm.
gonna we're gonna get this White Smoke, and I could go to Barnes and Noble. I could go to Amazon and have it delivered, but how is that supporting my community and the people around me, the small businesses? There's a small business that I believe you can go to and purchase books. And I believe you're very familiar with it. Can you tell me about that small business where I can go and purchase books that are recommended on the Javon Show Book Club?
I would love to tell you all about my baby, Ase Book Boutique. You can come to me and get all of your books. Um, Remember that I only hold like BIPOC focus books, so just make sure that the author fits that qualification. If you're looking for one that you don't see on the website, um, ashaybookboutique.com. Just hit me up. Let me know. I'm happy to add it for you too. I am launching an audiobook partnership pretty soon here. So you will also be able to get your audiobooks from me too.
Get out of here.
Mhm.
So you're telling me that not only can I get the physical book, but I can also hear the book just by going to your website, www.ashebookboutique.com.
That's right. Sure can.
This is fantastic.
I love it.
Is it like a 25% markup? Like, am I going to be like, oh my God, like the prices is double and I'm trying to support small businesses?
We don't do that here. Sorry. No, there is not a huge markup at all. You qualify for free shipping after a $50 purchase. We have specials and discounts and deals all the time, so it is not anything like that.
So, what I hear you saying is that if I will go ahead and purchase the February book of the month, and the March book of the month, then I'll probably qualify for free shipping if I get like a bookmark and maybe some swag from the boutique as well.
Yep. I don't have bookmarks and swag yet, but I
Oh,
like how you think.
I'm an entrepreneur, so
I
we're
love
gonna get you
that.
some bookmarks and some swag because I'm gonna tell you now I'm gonna lose my place, and I don't want to like dent, you dent the corners or remember where you
Yes.
was at, or you put a pencil in there to kind of hold it, and then you walk away, and then the pencil fall out, and now you got to
Tearing the
thumb
book up.
through tearing the
Right.
book up. So
Mm,
let's keep books together. All books matter. Don't tear them up.
that's right.
So I love this. So we have to recap the February book of the month is Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go, and the March book of the month, White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson, both available at www.ashebookboutique.com. The
Mhm.
Ashe Book Boutique is ran by Miss Jen, future Dr. Jen, and she's also the Javon Show book curator. Dr. Jen, how can they find you on all of the social media channels?
You can find me at Ashe Book Boutique on every social media platform.
And it's that easy. Ashe Book Boutique, ASE Book Boutique. If you don't know how to spell book, we got a problem. If you don't know how to spell boutique, I understand. That Q throws people off.
A little bit, yeah.
But AsheBookBoutique.com. Go buy your books today. Dr. Jen, we will see you in April with
Yep.
books for April and May. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Thank you all for joining this abbreviated recording of the book club. We are going to go ahead and get out of here so we can wrap this and put it for the Javon Show launch, which is taking place February the 26th. Everywhere where you can see and hear a podcast, go ahead and check it out. It will be there. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm out of here. Take care of yourselves and each other. Love you.